Hello, welcome back to my haunted library. It's Regina. So I realized that I missed posting a video this past weekend. I usually post on either Saturday or Sunday, but I just got a little busy. So I'm back on a Monday with my review for the next book in the Cutler series by V.C. Andrews, and that is Twilight's Child. But before I do the review, I wanted to just mention, first of all, that all of these V.C. Andrews reviews that I'm doing have tons of spoilers. So I'll try to put it in the description below as well. But I basically go over a lot of the key plot points. So if if that bothers you, just wanted to put that out there. I also wanted to mention that Richard from Are You Into Horror was kind enough to let me know that there is going to be a new V.C. Andrews TV series. I believe it is on Lifetime. I'll correct that information right here. If not, for the Landry series, which starts with the book Ruby, and I think the series is called Ruby, and that's coming up this week. Yes, I'm going to be watching it. I also wanted to mention and thank all of the booktubers and author tubers who have done a video on my original tag, the Horror Hearts BookTube tag. And I've been really enjoying seeing their videos, and I've been introduced to all kinds of new channels that I didn't know, and I think it's wonderful. In fact, I'm going to post a few of them below. So make sure you check out their channels and their videos, and a lot of these are newer channels, so make sure you give them some love and support. That tag wasn't just about Valentine's Day. It's really about like spreading the love and also letting people know of some really cool channels that are out there. So it's all good. So let's get on with the review. So this, like I said, is number 3, Twilight's Child. I do like this this picture of all the evil going on in this family, especially from Philip. So at the end of the last book, we discovered that Dawn inherits Cutler Cove, which means, well, most of it, which means that now she is responsible for this very lucrative but demanding business. So she pretty much forgets about her singing career, which is sad because it really never got off the ground. I mean, she does a little entertaining of the guest at the Cutler Cove in Virginia Beach, but it's really not the same thing as being a Broadway performer, which were her dreams. So she puts that aside. Jimmy's kind of taken on like that annoying Christopher role from like Flowers in the Attic, where he's just always kind of there and just like, I'm in love with Dawn and I'm just going to do whatever she wants. And it's just, he's kind of following her around like a little puppy. It's kind of annoying. And Philip, who's actually Dawn's real brother, is still being very weirdly obsessed with her. And Clara Sue, the sister, is kind of being more and more obnoxious in this book. In fact, she really crosses the line and goes into full Fanny mode, but we'll get to that. So Christopher and Dawn get back little Christy. Dawn kind of takes over the grandmother Cutler's role. In fact, there's even some mention that she's kind of starting to act like that or look like that. She's becoming very stern and unhappy. She's still a very young woman. Dawn's stepfather, Randolph, who is still married to Dawn's mother, Laura Sue, has like a complete mental breakdown after his mother, Lillian, the evil grandmother, dies. So once Randolph dies, I think he's like passed out on the grandmother's grave, and he's just gone into a drunken decline. Laura Sue can be free to marry her real love, which is, well, she's had several, but this one is Bronson Alcott, who's this wealthy neighbor who I think we saw in the second book. So she moves out of Cutler Cove and goes off and lives with him in his mansion that's still very close to the, in the same community. And Philip also marries a girl named Betty, who is from a good family. She is of the upper class, let's say, but she is no Dawn. He's still in love with Dawn. In fact, he even, after they get married, he has Betty Sue bleach her hair so she looks like Dawn. So we're in that obsessive territory again. And he's just getting more and more unhinged over his lust for Dawn. And Dawn and Jimmy are trying to have a baby. So she finally does get pregnant. Things have kind of settled down, but it is revealed, I think Bronson tells her, somehow she finds out that Clara Sue, the sister, is not a Cutler. She's actually Bronson's daughter. But now Dawn is in control. So when she's off of college, Dawn says, okay, well, you're not my sister. You're not even a Cutler. I'm going to move you off with your parents, Laura Sue and Bronson, and they can deal with you. So in the meantime, Dawn gets pregnant. Everybody's really happy. Of course, Jimmy is thrilled. So Clara Sue has like a complete meltdown over all of this, and she physically attacks Dawn and kicks her repeatedly in the abdomen, and Dawn has a miscarriage. There are really no repercussions for this horrible thing that she does. Dawn goes into a depression. Jimmy's devastated. Everyone's really upset. And in the meantime, Philip and Betty have a set of twins who later in the story turn out to be, not this book, but in the next book, I believe, turn out to be like super evil. So Philip starts to become more and more unhinged. One time, I think Jimmy's off trying to find his lost sister, Fern, who was put up for adoption when the father got arrested after the mother died. And Philip shows up at Dawn's house, just like lustful drunk, and tries to rape her. She's able to fight him off, I think, because he's so drunk. And she puts her foot down and says, okay, this has to stop. And he just becomes more and more pathetic. He's not in love with Betty. Betty starts to take on her own like bizarre proportions that come to fruition big time in the next book. So it seems like in these stories, and I don't know, maybe this is why I enjoy them so much, is that you have this certain cast of characters that it's always the same kind of antagonist going on, and different people fill those roles throughout all the stories. Now, as I'm reading through all the V.C. Andrews series, which I plan to do, it might take me a while. I'm just wondering, is this just going to be on repeat? If it is, that might get a little boring, because as soon as I see him coming, I'm like, oh, there's Fanny, there's the grandmother, so on and so forth. But whatever. There's the lustful brother, there's the creepy stepfather. It never ends. The bathtub scene, the laxatives. Anyway, I guess this is kind of, it's like when you read a lot of romances, they sort of recycle the same tropes. This has its own universe as far as that's concerned. I do enjoy it, though. So then we get what I consider like one of the most interesting characters, and the one I'm really loving to hate, is Jimmy discovers that Fern, he finds Fern living with this pretty upper-class family in a townhouse in New York City. Dawn and Jimmy go up there to try to talk to the couple to see if they can get Fern back. They say no, but Fern, who's about 12 years old at the time, she, I guess, follows them back to their hotel or something and tells them that the adopted father has been molesting her, and she has to escape this horrible situation. Again, no law enforcement are brought in. Dawn and Jimmy just kind of take Fern away. And Fern turns into this super evil Fanny character. I did kind of find myself laughing at this part because Clara Sue is replaced by Fern. And what happens to Clara Sue is she's off running wild with one of her crazy boyfriends who's a truck driver, and the truck cab jackknifes and overturns, and they're both like, crushed. So exit Clara Sue, enter Fern, stage left. So Fern turns out to be all kinds of trouble. Even though she's very young, she's being very promiscuous, and she's down in the basement smoking cigarettes with the bus boys and stuff. She's very defiant and manipulative, and she's stealing money from people in the hotel and then blaming it on the staff. I mean, she's just bad news. And Dawn cannot control her, and Jimmy is such a wimp. He has completely no control over her. So in the meantime, Dawn is desperately trying to get pregnant again. And lo and behold, out of the blue comes Michael Sutton. And he is staying in town, and he looks Dawn up. And I actually really like this scene because it shows that even though Dawn uses very poor judgment again, I like to see when like an old character reappears. So he claims that he wants to see his beautiful long-lost daughter, Christy, who he could never really care about before. And Dawn falls for it and brings Christy to the hotel lobby. She meets up with Michael, and I like how it's described that he's kind of like down on his luck. His heels are worn down, and he's got frayed cuffs, and he's just not looking too dapper. And then, of course, he starts asking her for money, and then escalates it into he extorts her for money. And she does, I think, pay him. And when Jimmy finds out, he gets really mad, and then she and Jimmy kind of have a crisis, and then the book ends with Jimmy and Dawn kind of working out their issues, and Dawn gets pregnant again at the end. So that is our Twilight's child. So let me know in the comments below if you've read Twilight's Child. What do you think? If you plan to watch the new V.C. Andrews series, I would love to know your thoughts. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for stopping by my haunted library, and I'll see you soon. Bye.